What's good, everybody? So let me share this dream realm I was in. I was in my old hometown, and we do not want martial law, no matter what. Like, to see martial law, it's a terrifying sight. And I know they would be more like peacekeepers, but you would be limited to what you can and can't do. So in this dream realm, I was in my old city, and it was soldiers, but all the soldiers was wearing all black, like they were assassins. But they all had on their army assassin gear, and they all had like M5s, M16 machine guns. And not only that, they weren't friendly in this dream. They weren't friendly at all. I remember getting in the car, trying to drive, and they had the barriers set up with these orange roadblocks. And the roadblocks was probably 700 pounds each. There was no moving. I mean, if you hit them with a car, your car or whatever you was driving would be destroyed. And so I got in a car, and I seen the one barrier, and I drove. I probably didn't even get 50 yards, and it was another one. But they had it blocked off so perfect, you couldn't even drive up through a yard and come down and get back on the road. Everything was blocked off. They had it on lockdown. I jumped out of the car, and all I wanted to do was get to the other side of town. Soldiers wouldn't let you go nowhere. If you tried to go, they would put their gun up in your face until you get back in that area. Like, it was like we was in a quarantined area. That's how they treated us, like we were sick or something. But they wouldn't let us get past that barrier. So we, okay. We walking back, and I seen this big RV, like a camper, a nice RV camper. It wasn't mine, but we went in it like we knew everything, every room. And I mean, I'm not saying that it was a mansion. It was a big RV, big as a bus, like a Greyhound bus, that big. But it was decked out. Didn't have no power, no nothing. There was no power nowhere. I forgot to mention that it was nighttime. There was no street lights. The only power that was there was their lights and powers from their small little bases that they had at their checkpoints. There were a lot of checkpoints, and they soldiers meant to do harm to you if you violate their rules. We were not allowed to go past them barriers. But no matter where you went, there was a checkpoint with some soldiers there. They just wouldn't let us do nothing. So we went inside of this RV, and we trying to come up with a plan. And I said, all right, y'all, I figured out what we're going to do. We're going to cross over, cut through that backyard, and we're going to go up in that office building, and we're going to figure out a way out from the roof. So everybody come out of there. I don't know who I was with, but we headed out of there. We went through this yard, went into this office building. No lights. We moving around with no candles, no nothing. And we came out to the one section, and we looked out the window and looked down over the balcony. There was a river there. It was black water. There was no way we were swimming in black water. And black water was swimming in water with no light. No sunlight was coming through. It was nighttime. And you could see soldiers, checkpoints everywhere. So that was a nightmare. We do not want martial law. So let's stay a civilized country and, do what we got to do. And we don't need martial law. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if I had this dream because martial law is coming to this country one day, or if I'm seeing somebody else go through martial law in their country, kind of like I was spectating. But we don't want that. I just thought I'd share that with y'all. I experienced martial law in this dream, and it wasn't a pretty sight. We even left that skyscraper building, office building, and went back to this house and went up in the house, crawled through a broken window, and we sleeping on mattresses and stuff. And everybody in the room, it was like we was homeless people. But we were trying to do what we wanted to do. It was like all our freedom was gone. They was just telling us what to do, where we can and where we can't go, and it was just a nightmare. So that's something I don't want to, I don't ever want to see martial law. Would I be ready for it? It is what it is. You got to roll with it. You got to be able to hold your own if something like that did come about. But we don't need that, y'all. We don't need martial law. Not in this country. Love y'all.